how will it affect health? How will it affect the young people who have no jobs? How will it affect infrastructure development na mambo kama hayo?
Tukipambana na corruption, tutakuwa na operational capital. Remember, we'll be able to create jobs for the youth. Kuna wale wamefanya degree, 2,000 of them probably after every year wana graduate. Hawana makazi. Wakienda kutafuta kazi, they're being asked for 3 years experience. It is not bought over a shelf. Tunataka kupatia the graduates nafasi waweze tunapatia graduates nafasi kuweza kuingia kwa makazi with a minimal experience with a minimal experience, which means tunaweka mikakati ya kuweza kuwapatia nafasi kuingia immediately after graduation. There's a graduation program. Na watu kama wa informal sector tunamsha the industries that have been dead. During COVID, we got to learn that we can make masks we can make locally masks. Kwa nini bado basi tunazileta to employ wanarika walipo hapa ndani waweze kutengeneza mask? You can imagine we're even importing toothpicks. Situpatie wanarika in the informal sector nafasi waweze kujijenga pia.
Justina, what should change about our way and mode of doing politics?
Let me say this about health. Ukiangalia as it is, if you have for example, you're told to come for an MRI, to get an MRI scan or dialysis, ukiwa Turukana, you have to come to Nairobi for NHIF to give you authorization for that. Assuming you're very, very sick, so you have to come with someone. You travel from Turkana to Nairobi. Up until 2018, it was working. I don't know why it stopped. You come here to Nairobi, maybe upate watu ni wengi kwa NHIF office, so uende bado ulale, there's cost of even spend in Nairobi, and then you go back. What I'm thinking, the change we need in Roots Party, what we are pushing as Roots Party. Number one, NHIF zote in all localities and branches, can they authorize this thing? So that kama ni dialysis, kama ni MRI, we were told that machines were bought. Why should they come to Nairobi all the way from Turkana or Mandera for authorization in Nairobi? So that is the change we want. Number two, doctors are professionals. They should also have their own health service commission. They have been fighting for this. So as Roots Party, we are going to push for that. Wacha wajipange kama Judicial Service Commission. Because health is very, very paramount in this country. Another thing which borders on devolution. Our idea as Roots Party is that we've seen that 15% is not possible because national government is not able to give county governments, and county governments are crying. When we say we are going to suspend the constitution, that comes into chapter 11 of devolution. What we want is for the counties, they are already organized in caucuses. Wajipange, they get their own revenue, wagawane according to their regions. They are only going to give national government ya roots 10%. Iyo, a doctor wa county atalipwa, suppliers who've been auctioned because they have not been paid watalipwa. Unaona, and service delivery ya county will be manageable. So that is the change we are pushing as Roots Party.
Na Bi Ruth, katika kauli yako ya kumaliza una muda wa dakika 2, ni kipi ambacho mtakifanya tofauti na utawala ambao upo sasa katika kauli yako ya kufunga?
Wakenya tunaleta transparency. Wakenya tunaleta uongozi mpya. Tunakuwa, we are the new broom. We are the people who are coming to clean up the corruption. We are people who are coming to stabilize the economy. We are concerned about our youth. We are concerned about the women plight, just as like the disabled, the people with disability. So give us the chance to take care of you. You are our bosses. It's paramount to know that you are our bosses. You are not the subject. So give us the vote and we shall bring in the change that we have been talking about.
Kauli yako ya kufunga, Bi Justina.
And I called for mindset change when tulikuwa tunaanza hii debate. Kenyans, let us respect the media owners. They have organized this debate. And the purpose of this debate is to give you an opportunity to ask your leaders questions. And here we are. So don't see it like it's something that you're time wasting, ama mulisha amua. No. If you need a different Kenya, a transformed Kenya, this is the opportunity. Let me say this as Roots Party. We might come off as jokers, as not serious people, but one thing we are doing is to push your mind and to ask yourself, by the way, my tribe doesn't help me, but the challenges I'm facing as an individual is what I want my government to help me with. So we are coming in with fresh ideas. We are coming in with the idea that Kenya can do better. Kenya is beautiful. We have athletes who we are always trending that they are doing well. We have musicians who are doing well. But when it comes to leadership, why do we have low self-esteem? Why do we choose people? Why are we scared to go a different direction? So my call to Kenyans is that Roots is different. We are giving you a solution. We are explaining to you where we are going to get the money to run government projects, and we are ready to serve you. So be different. Don't feel like anyone owns you. Don't feel like you're doing someone a favor. And for the 44 million undecided, I hope I've convinced you. And the ones who are decided, I hope I've converted you to vote for Roots Party, because this is the government and the party for the future.
Thank you very much.
Asanteni sana. Mnaweza kupokezana mkono. Thank you. Na wanaposema wahenga, kilicho na mwanzo lazima kiwe na mwisho. Hii sasa ndiyo tamati ya mjadala wetu kati ya wagombea wenza wa kiti cha urais.
Indeed, our appreciation to candidates Justina Wamae and Ruth Musheru, and to you, the audience here and out there watching on television here in Kenya and around the world. Thank you all. I'm Francis Gashuri of Citizen TV and Inoro TV.
Nami naitwa Zubeida Kananu Kome kutoka KTN News. Usiku mwema.
Thank you for staying with the deputy presidential debate. Debate 1 has just ended just moments after Justina Wamae of the Roots Party and Ruth Mutua of the Agano Party faced off there in debate 1. Debate 2 is kicking off in just a bit, but my panelists are still here with me. In fact, some of the leaders are already here, already within the vicinity. We're waiting for Martha Karua, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance, and Rigathi Gachagua, who is Kenya Kwanza, who's just arriving for the debate 2, which will kick off in the next 1 hour. And I'll be crossing over to Ken Mijungu in just a bit, and Michelle Ngele was standing by for that conversation shortly. And my panelists are still with me. Professor Alfred Omenya, urban planning expert, is changing places with Professor Gituro. Nerima Wako, executive director, Siasa Place, is still here. Dr. Nancy Baraza, former deputy chief justice, is still with us here. Saska Labarakwe, public policy expert, is also with us. And Wanjiru Gikonyo, executive director, TISA, which is the Institute of Social Accountability. Just moments before this debate kicks in, the second debate, Wanjiru, who impressed you in the first debate and why?
Well, I have to give my kudos to Justina. First of all, I think both were impressive, and it's a landmark that we have two women being able to hold this debate.
Yeah.
So that means out of all the candidates, we've got a total of 3 women as deputy. That is the trend we need when we are talking about gender inclusion. In terms of the debate, I'd have to give it to Justina.
Yeah.
I felt she argued her points very convincingly. I think she gave a lot of good background information. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
But they both did well. Both did well.
Asaska, who impressed you?
To be honest with you, I give it to the Roots Party for making cannabis a national conversation in this debate this evening. Kudos. And I also picked up that she covered their manifesto very well, cutting across all the 10 points. And the other thing I noted is that the Roots Party manifesto is an outward-looking manifesto.
Yeah.
Because you'll find that she really focused on exporting hyena pads and dog and snake meat and anti-venom and all this. And they are looking at China particularly. That I find it quite interesting, because China is one of the highest consumers of these exports. And because of this, she's really hammered it down on legalization of marijuana.
Yeah.
And she made it clear to Kenyans that, hey, we're not just going to work in an empty space, We'll have laws and regulations guiding the farming of marijuana.
Yeah.
So I found it very interesting and captivating.
Dr. Baraza, were your expectations met? Are you convinced now? You're waiting to be convinced whether this is an alternative option.
I think before I answer that, Trevor, I want to commend the two candidates.
Yeah.
I think, as Wanjiru has said, I think our democracy has grown. It's growing, that we are having women stand before us and debate and offer themselves. I think our democracy is a demonstration that our democracy is maturing.
Yeah.
But to come to The issues, I think Justina did very well. She was on top of her manifesto. They are thinking outside the box. She gave us what is it?
The issues around their manifestos and why it is
the
important.
issues and how they intend to realize those issues, the law, the regulations. I think she did very well.
Yeah.
Except we got focused too much on marijuana.
Yeah.
Probably other issues were not as well articulated. As for Agano, Ruth performed well too, but she ended up reacting to Justina and forgot that they have their own manifesto. She didn't articulate their own manifesto very well.
All right.
Otherwise, I think it's a clap for our democracy.
All right, Dr. Baraz. And you can see right now this debate 2 is just about to kick off. It's starting off in the next 45 minutes or so. And one of the candidates there, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua from the Kenya Kwanza and UDA brigade, is already here, ready to face off with Honorable Martha Karua. He's just come in first, and of course they're going to hold him for a bit for the second part of that debate, which is kicking off at exactly 8 p.m. all the way to 9:30. That will be moderated by James Smart and Sophia Wanuna. James Smart, who has been told there's no such thing as beard gang. Ni pesa hakuna. We'll cross over to James Smart and find out what's really going on. But right now, one of the candidates who's arriving for the second debate, that is Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, is heading to speak to Ken Mijungu and Michelle Ngere to find out how he's feeling this evening.
Trevor, thank you so much. And of course, the Kenya Kwanza Alliance candidate, running mate Rigathi Gachagua, is here, all decked up, looking really nice. Thank you so much for you quite early. You keep time. It's about 5 minutes past 7. How have you prepared for this debate?
Well, to start with, I'm a guy who keeps time. You know, I was a guy in uniform. I believe in military precision. You told me here to be 7, here at 7, I'm here at 7.
Okay.
I'm ready for the debate. I'm looking forward. I hope this debate is about the people of Kenya. I hope we are not degenerate into triviality and innuendos and rumors and unnecessary issues. I trust that the moderators will give us a chance to present to the people of Kenya our plan to turn around the economy, to change their lives, to put food on the table, to make sure that every Kenyan can pay their bills, they can take their children to school, to make sure that every Kenyan who goes to hospital cannot be detained there because of lack of money, and